Hey, it's Carrie here at Get Your Vibe Right, and I want to know, how often do you celebrate yourself? This isn't something that we are really taught to do very well in our society, I think. I think more than often than not, we are taught to be humble, to not brag about ourselves, to not be too egotistical, not let other people know how good we're doing in a way. And I do think that there's a way to do this that's not in a braggy way and that we actually need for our own mental and emotional health. I did a little bit of research on this and I found that there's a real science behind celebrating yourself and that we can create what scientists call a self-positivity bias when we get better at celebrating ourselves. And most of us have a self-negativity bias because we do have a healthy inner critic that is often pointing out everything that we're doing wrong or the ways that we're not showing up or something that we said wrong or didn't do oftentimes. And that perpetuates itself. That's what a bias is all about. It seems like then it's like the only thing that we're looking at, the only thing that we're seeing. But when we start celebrating ourselves and the little wins, as little as they might be, we start to cultivate and create a self-positivity bias. And that means we are focusing our attention on the good things, the positive things about ourselves. We're getting better at noticing that we're showing up, we're being of service, we're being good to ourselves and our bodies and the people around us. And once we start to shift our focus, the universe starts to respond to that. I'm always talking about this here at Get Your Vibe Right, how it is who we're being and how we're feeling that the universe is responding to. And if you have a self-negativity bias, that means that who you're being is kind of a crappy person to yourself, not a good friend. And what you're focusing on is not good. It's negative. So you're feeling negative feelings around yourself and your self-worth. If you have a self-positivity bias, the vibe changes and then the world around you changes. Now I'm feeling better about myself. I'm honoring the things that I do well, the ways that I show up and put an effort toward life. Maybe I don't get totally through my to-do list. I mean, how many of us do, really, honestly? But I'm not going to spend my time beating myself up about that. If I have a self-positivity bias, I'm going to give myself credit for the things I do well. And this is how you overcome things like procrastination, avoidance. If we're feeling negative and we're constantly down on ourselves and we're reinforcing the idea that we're not good enough, that we're a failure, that we're not worthy, it makes it really, really hard to push forward into more challenge because we think, well, I'm just going to feel even worse about myself if I do that. If we're celebrating ourselves and we're feeling like we're showing up, we're contributing, we're doing things, we're being of service, we have worth and value in certain areas of our life, it makes it much, much easier to lean into the discomfort of something new, challenges that are going to up-level our lives, because we're focused on the areas and the ways that are going good for us and the ways that we are personally achieving in our lives. And that's a good feeling. We want to feel more of that. So challenge offers more opportunity to feel good about ourselves when we have a self-positivity bias. When we have a self-negativity bias and we're focusing on the negative things about ourselves, challenge just offers more opportunity to feel crappy about ourselves. So start building yourself up from the inside, giving yourself credit for the little things that you're doing every single day that are creating more of a self-positivity bias so that you can train your brain to start focusing on what's going well. I did a video recently. It's called the Nightly Credit Score, and it's a little tool that you can use at the end of your day to start cultivating and creating this self-positivity bias. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can click on the video that comes up just next and it will take you there. And I want to be on this path with you because I know I could be much better at this, and I want to help you get better at this. I want to give you tools that change your vibe and help you see how the world responds to who and how you're being. And the more positive you get, the better your life gets.
I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night.